My name's Jim. I write most of the lyrics for These Curious Thoughts. Sean Dunlop does all the clever bits, like he writes the music, he does the singing, he does everything in the studio. I just sit here scribbling notes, coming up with nonsense, which I email to America, and then Sean puts it all together. Anyway, he's asked me to kind of go through the tracks on our next studio album, Let's See What Tomorrow Brings, and just give a little insight into what the hell I was thinking when I wrote them. I'll be perfectly honest, I don't really know, so this is going to be interesting.
The whole premise of this album is basically, it's a demo, but we wanted to create an album at the same time, so it's kind of a cross between a demo and an album. We wanted a full-length album, but at the same time we wanted something that was short enough that really showcased a lot of our talent, because we'd be sending this out to a lot of different reviews and labels and things like that. So what you hear is quite interesting in my mind. I think it's well done. It's short and sweet, but it gets our point across. So hopefully you really enjoy the album.
Okay, so we've got track number 1, that's called The Good Times. I'm not really sure what this is about, as most of my tracks, most of the lyrics to the tracks we've got here. I think it's a lyric about maybe being in love or sharing all the good times that you have in life with the people around you, like your friends and your family, and making your own luck, you know, the good stuff. I think it's simple as that, really. Also, there's a part in the film, This Is Spinal Tap, where I think they interview Viv Savage, the keyboard player, and they said, what's your philosophy in life? And he says, to have a good time all the time. That's my philosophy. I think that probably inspired the lyrics more than anything.
The Good Times, it's a good song, and it basically, all it was just a track, me and the guitar, and I had this lyric. I sat down and I started working on it, and I wanted to create something that kind of had a two-tone effect to it. So it was kind of chilled in the beginning, but then it just had this really rocking part to it. And for me, I tried to embody almost like a live sound. You'll hear there's some crowd noises in the beginning, and it's kind of like playing at the bar with the band, and then you know, then you kick in and you just got this rocking song going on, and it's, you know, the chorus is just screaming, I live for the good times. And for me, one of the best times was playing live, and I do miss that, but at the same time, not playing live pretty much gives us the opportunity to continuously write and produce our music. So it's kind of a good thing, and I think that's what this song, or at least that's the sound I was going for with this.
Okay, now we have Dilated Pupils. I think the lyrics in this are about the immediacy of life and events that kind of unravel around you. When things are moving so fast and you can't comprehend it, or something so vast that, you know, your eyes, your pupils dilate. You're kind of trying to take it all in through these two little eyeballs that you've got here, and you're trying to see everything. I don't know. Also, I thought Dilated Pupils sounded like a cool title for a song.
Dilated pupils. Dilated pupils. Dilated pupils.
Dilated Pupils. Now that's an interesting song. That lyric was actually around for a really long time. Me and David Belletti, the drummer from Shock of the Cold, actually wrote that together in the basement of where we used to practice, pretty much right at the end of Shock of the Cold, and it was just a really rocking song. For me, just, you know, my dilated pupils, I just kept thinking about somebody tripping balls and wigging out, and so I wanted it to really be kind of just an erotic sound, and you hear that it's got a few different parts in it, but mainly at the core of it, it's going strong, and you got the chorus screaming my dilated pupil.
Okay, now we've got a track called Care in the Community. Care in the Community here, as I'm assuming it does in America, is where, you know, people maybe with mental illness or who are socially maladjusted are looked after by other people. I think in regards to the actual song itself or the lyrics, it's possibly about having someone else there to look after you. I mean, people often say to me that I'm a bit wacky or a bit mad. I mean, I'm not insane. I mean, this isn't a padded room. This is my house, so it's not like I'm doing this via the webcam in an asylum. But I think that might be what it's about. I really don't know. You might have to listen to that and work that out yourself.
I wish I knew why I live in fear. Though I wish that I could grow some wings, fly into the afterlife.
Care in the Community is a song that I really can relate to because the time that I wrote it, I was actually living right next to a retirement home, and every single day there was an ambulance there. I mean, in the middle of the night you wake up to an ambulance roaring down the alley because, you know, some old person had unfortunately had some type of issue. So living with that reality, I could really relate to that song. For me, I'm thinking in terms of when I get old, I hope people are gonna, you know, care for me.
Okay, now we've got one called A Beautiful Thing Called Life, and I think this is maybe about witnessing, yeah, maybe the purity or beauty of life for what it is. You know, just how majestic some things can be. Going off on a tangent, it's another lyric that contains imagery involving drowning or water or swimming. There seems to be a lot of that in a lot of the stuff that I write. I mean, I know if you dream about drowning, then people say that it's about being overwhelmed and, you know, feeling that everything's kind of on top of you, that you literally can't cope with it anymore. Maybe this is a reaction to that. I don't know.
As I reached for the city in the sky, I was looking for questions to all the answers that I had been given all my life.
Beautiful Thing Called Life is pretty much one of my favorite tracks on this album. It's a very emotional song. I wrote it at one of my lowest points. I was, I guess you could say, very depressed or anxious. When I read the lyric, right away I was like, I can relate to this. And I sat down with the guitar and laid down the exact song as is. The actual guitar track that is featured on the album is the original track that I laid down when writing this song. So basically what you hear is the song as it was written, and then there's just a ton of overdubs in there, different instruments, and it really, I was trying to create a really emotional song, trying to basically create how I felt as it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. It gets more emotional until the very end, and it's just, you know, what's wrong with my mind? What's going on here? And it's kind of like a plead in a way, and hopefully the music represents that at the same time.